Learning calisthenics primarily means mastering the most fundamental bodyweight exercises, as any beginner should grow their base, train minimally, yet frequently. You need a pull-up bar to hang from, a set of parallel bars for dips, or in their absence, a place where you can anchor gymnastic rings, and you can do absolutely everything you need. Beyond that, you don't need absolutely anything else. However, if you're just starting out and have no raw strength at all, then some rubber bands for assistance might be helpful, but even those are not mandatory. From here, you need to assess your strength and what you can do. Test yourself to see how many correct pull-ups you can perform, following the execution and form as shown in the video. Then take a break and test to see how many standard push-ups on the ground you can do. Do the same with dips and then even hanging leg raises. Check if you have the necessary strength and mobility. This will give a clear picture of what you need to work on going forward. Next, you need to test how well you can perform basic standard squats, which, although easy, many people cannot correctly do due to overall stiffness rather than a lack of quad muscle strength. What I recommend is filming yourself performing this physical test, but this depends on how much of a beginner you are, so to speak. Being a beginner in calisthenics doesn't automatically mean you're a beginner in fitness like generally. Many people can perform these fundamental bodyweight exercises without ever having specifically trained for them, simply transferring their physical abilities to calisthenics successfully. But if that's not the case for you, then use your phone to film yourself to study your form and execution. Afterwards, watch videos on the internet from me or whoever you choose to see how others perform these exercises. Compare and improve. This is what I recommend you. If you lack the mobility and strength, correct and perfect the repetitions, it means you have areas to work on, and that in the next stage, you need to find those variations that you can perform with full control. Or at least that should be the focus of your workout initially. As a small example, if pull-ups with a pronated grip are impossible, but you can do 3 with a supinated grip, then you will focus on the ones you can control. And for the pronated ones, you'll find a variation like body rows, or even some assisted pronated pull-ups, isometrics, negatives, if you can control the lowering phase, and so on. These are just examples of how you can vary your exercise routine, perfect one fundamental move. The goal is to engage the same muscle groups after all, but with a slightly easier variation or exercise so you can work correctly. Apply the same strategy for any other fundamental calisthenics exercise. It may also be the case that you already feel strong in another area, perhaps with squats. Well, then you'll integrate harder variations of squats that rely on a single leg. Or maybe you can go weighted squats, it doesn't matter. In calisthenics, you need to make slight adjustments in grip, form, angle, and position, body position to make exercises harder or easier. For example, if I move my hands back under my abdomen during standard push-ups, the exercise becomes harder. So the muscles will work more intensely, which is good. Even so, this doesn't mean you should always be looking for those 3-4 harder variations, like progressive overload in this way. That approach is fundamentally wrong. I still do standard push-ups even though I can perform sets of dozens. Doing many repetitions leads to perfection, increases endurance against fatigue, improves the energetic metabolism of the muscles, and significantly increases relative strength, which is the ability to support your own weight in space. If I strictly follow the principle of always seeking challenging exercises, I wouldn't do standard pull-ups at all, but only those extremely difficult exercises or variations, or even exclusively weighted pull-ups. However, this approach to training isn't correct or well-rounded enough. I won't go into details now, but it's important to have a well-rounded training routine. This means incorporating weighted calisthenics if we have the necessary strength and the means, as well as a challenging bodyweight variation, but it's also extremely beneficial to train with many repetitions, using only exercises that are relatively easy to perform. This balance ensures we build both strength and endurance effectively. This is how you get the foundational strength for calisthenics. Or this is how you learn calisthenics. Thus, in the first stage of your training, you need to learn a range of exercises that cover all parts of the body in calisthenics, there aren't really isolation exercises, remember this, so you'll quickly find that there is no dedicated, so to speak, shoulder training without equally working the arms and chest. Whether you like it or not, you'll end up training all major muscle groups at once, functionally. Calisthenics is, after all, functional training. Then you need to learn that it's the process that will lead you to results. You'll understand what discipline means through frequency and consistency. At the beginning, you might not know whether what you're doing is right or if it's sufficient in terms of volume. But listen to your instincts and be realistic. Assess whether you need to train harder or not. Over time, through self-awareness and experience, you'll know what changes to bring to your weekly routine. This intuitive approach allows you to adapt and optimize your training based on how your body responds and progresses. From here, it's just a matter of arranging the selected exercises into a workout structure. Decide how often you want to start training. I recommend a frequency of 4 to 5 workouts per week with moderate volume and exercises of moderate difficulty for the first 4 weeks. Later, you can add variations, increase the volume, and ramp up the intensity. This gradual approach helps your body adapt without overwhelming it, setting a solid foundation for more advanced training. You could structure it with 2 workouts dedicated to the upper body, 2 for the lower body, and 1 or 2 for the core. The core work can be integrated with either the leg workouts or the upper body sessions. This balanced approach ensures that all major muscle groups are effectively engaged throughout the week, promoting overall strength and functional fitness. Now, if you're interested, you can go on my website and download the free 2-week training routine, or you can check out for the other programs that are available for purchase. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section what other questions you have, and we catch in the next video. Ciao.